Good morning. Happy Saturday. I think this is a Kaylee Embarrasses Herself series.
I'm just here for the storytelling and to take it all in. I can't wait.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else does this or if you do this, but I have this thing where I have about 5 cringe moments in my life that I remember randomly on a cycle.
I don't really have this. I have stories, but I just don't have stories to share because they're too embarrassing.
So, and what's weird is that some of these aren't really even that embarrassing. It's just that I still continue to randomly think about them.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Okay, we're gonna start. These are in no particular order, but I don't know. One of them came to me the other day, and I was like, I need to share these, and I need to know for the people out there. Do any of you guys have something, or have situations that are equally as irrelevant that still somehow cause you just absolute deep-seated like, ugh. The time that I called a guy named Sean George. And I just want to let you know that the guy that's named Sean is someone that I worked around him when I was an intern, and then I started working with him again in another job. Very familiar to me. Talked to him numerous times. He's tall, he rides a motorcycle, he's got white hair and a beard, motorcycle middle-aged men rings, that kind of vibe. Okay, there's a guy named George that I knew when I was a Starbucks employee who also rode a motorcycle, but bald head, extremely tattooed, way more rings. So similar genres of people, but not exactly the same. I will never forget the day, and I was standing in the lobby of a building, and Sean and another guy, the IT person, were walking, and I was like, George, and waved. And I think he knew that I was talking to him and walked up to me. And I remember during this interaction that they were both looking at me as if I'd had a stroke or some type of neurological event. And the whole time we were talking, I was just chattering away, just my normal yapping self. And the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, why are they looking at me so weird? Do I have something in my teeth? Couldn't figure it out. Interaction ends. They go away. I swear to God, a day later, it came to me that I called him George.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
And what's weird is that I really haven't run into him much at work since, just because of change in logistics and locations and things like that. And I still randomly will just stop and be like, oh my God, I called him George. And it's not that I called him the wrong name, it's that I did so with such force and delusion, and that I then didn't realize what happened for the entirety of the conversation. And it's just the way they looked at me is seared into my brain.
Yeah, that's awkward. And it's not even like you've seen him again where you can be like, haha, I remember that time, like where you can like kind of hopefully address the elephant in the room
Yeah.
and move on.
Now it's been way too long. This has been years, and it's so seared. I didn't write this one down, but there was a similar event at my old job with an FBI agent, and I was like, hey, I'm Kaylee, because I used to always introduce myself to everybody in the courtroom just to make sure people knew who I was and I could network and whatever. And he goes, yeah, this is the 3rd time. I was like,
Okay, thank you for that.
yeah. I also did it one time with a DEA agent who had lost a shit ton of weight, and I mean a shit ton of weight. And I was like, oh, I haven't met you before. And he's like, no, we've met numerous times. And he told me his name, and I was like, you don't look anything like you. But then I realized why, and then I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Kaylee.
Because he looked raggedy, like raggedy weight loss. This is pre-Ozempic time. It was probably for an undercover thing. So I probably shouldn't, like, he probably knew he looked like this. It was either like an undercover situation or it was a health problem weight loss. Like it wasn't a healthy weight loss.
Yeah.
And then my extreme surprise, and he just looked so awkward. And then after he left, the U.S. attorney was like, just staring at me. Next, the time that I emailed the wrong aunt a thank you email. And so it basically came across as a passive aggressive thank you.
But thanks for nothing.
So embarrassing. I think she actually wrote back and was like, I didn't send that. I wrote
Oops.
this effusive thank you letter. Whoops. This other time, oh my God, I recently told this coworker this story. So I had an old coworker, and I used to go in her office. I used to always be like, man, it smells so good in here. And I used to say that all the time. And she used to get so embarrassed. She would be weird and squeamish. just odd reaction. And I always thought to myself, why is she being so weird? I'm just saying it smells good. Okay, well, I realized like a year later after saying this multiple times that she was secretly vaping in her office.
Okay.
So what I was smelling was, the strawberry fields of a vape pen, which you're obviously not supposed to be doing at work. And then I was mortified to think that she probably that whole time thought I was passive aggressively saying it.
Or she was just like, crap, they can smell this, then why then she would have stopped. But that is so
I told her that recently. I was like, I just want you to know that every time I said it smelled good in your office, I meant it. I realized looking back that it may have sounded as though I was being passive aggressive.
she react well?
She is not a very reactive person. She's extremely laid back and very mellow. So she just sort of like laughed a little bit and was like, she either didn't remember the situation or she for sure thought I was being passive aggressive. It's fine, we cool. This is from my childhood, but the time that we were doing tent day at school, so everyone had to bring in a sheet, and they made big tents, and one of my pairs of underwear was wrapped up in the sheet. So when I unfurled it, the underwear fell on the ground, and I didn't realize it initially, but then somebody was like, "Oh my God, gross! Whose underwear is that?" And I instantly knew it was mine, and then I immediately said it was not mine, and then everyone in the class talked about it all day.
I don't think I knew the story. What grade?
But this was like kindergarten.
Okay, that makes me feel better. But still, that's awkward. That's a
I just
crazy
remember,
memory.
is that yours? I was like, no, I've never seen that before in my life. In my retelling of it, it's like, it was all skidded up. I don't think that's true, but oh my God.
So stressful.
Okay, last but not least, it's just basically me immediately after any interaction with anybody ever. I immediately go home and think, why did I overshare? Why did I bring up that personal anecdote? Why do I talk so much and why am I like this?
Oh my God, I love the way you're like this. That's so funny though that you think that.
And then a completely unrelated question that just came to me as I was writing this down is that do whales and dolphins drink water?
Oh my God, okay. We need a whole separate conversation for that.
I know, I just
Because
want to leave you with that.
okay, yeah, let's ponder on that. This has been great.
And turtles.
Yeah.
Do seafaring mammals drink water?
I don't even know how to process that question.
All right, well, until next week, I love you, bye. And when we hang this up, I'll think about how I overshared. So cool. Let me know if anyone else does this. Thanks.
Okay, love you, bye.
Bye.